Hi everyone!
Hello! So we're continuing our planning series today with our favourite off-site, so away from the parks, dining.
Yeah, there's so many options away from the parks, in and around the Orlando area on the 192 International Drive. There's so many options.
Yeah, but on this video we're going to concentrate on just 5, so our top 5 off-site dining. There's so many to choose from, but these are the restaurants that we continually go to. We can't stay away from them, and we try and fit them in pretty much every visit to Orlando.
Yeah, and often a lot of the off-site options can be cheaper than on-site, so if you're looking to mix the holiday up a little bit, you're on a budget, we find that some of the deals they do, and we'll talk about more specifics, but some of these meal options are quite cheap compared to the parks.
Oh yes, there's a massive price difference. So there's savings to be had away from the parks.
Yeah, but check out the rest of the series. We're going to link our playlist below, but we've done a whole series of Florida, Disney World planning vlogs, and our hope is just to continue doing these on a regular basis throughout the year. And we've got ones on there like planning and booking your holiday, our tips. We've got fast passes and Disney dining. Yeah, so should we get started?
Let's get started, yeah.
Let's kick things off with
Cracker Barrel!
Cracker Barrel!
Cracker Barrel, yep. So Cracker Barrel is Southern country themed and what we like to call a good home cooking.
It really is.
Yes, so Cracker Barrel actually started off in Tennessee and then spread. And we actually went to Tennessee on one of our 2017 trips.
Yes.
And just our love of Cracker Barrel just grew and grew.
There's so many Cracker Barrels in Tennessee. They're like every single, like we saw like one stops.
Yeah.
Brilliant. The locations around the Orlando area in terms of theme parks, there's quite a few Cracker Barrels. We tend to go on one on the US 27. There's also some all over the place. On the 192 there's one.
Yeah.
So yeah, check out your nearest location. Often we'll just put in Google Maps Cracker Barrel from where we are, and it'll often show you the options for the nearest ones and average drives.
Yeah.
The first thing about Cracker Barrel is the shop.
Wow. The shop is a selling point on its own. So restaurant aside, the shop.
Yeah, so it's got a real country feel. It's got rocking chairs out front. There's like some checkers games, isn't there?
Yeah.
You can actually buy the rocking chairs as well, which I find really funny. But yeah, this shop is just like a cave of wonders.
Yes, so you can pick up some quirky things. They've got some traditional American old style sweets. So if you're from the UK, you imagine the sort of traditional UK sweets, but American style.
Yeah. So we've never had long to wait for a table. Often what you do is you go in the restaurant, find, normally towards the back, there'll be like a check-in point. And if they've got a table straight away, you'll be seated. If not, they have like a tannoy system.
Yep. And
they just call you when you're ready. And it covers outside as well. So if you wanted to sit outside, you can.
Yeah. And the beauty about the shop is if there is a wait, there is something to keep you occupied. So you can have a wander around the shop. You can go and sit out, like Luke says, on the rocking chairs and play checkers. And if you're wondering how you can spot Cracker Barrel, it's quite distinctive on the road, isn't it? So it's got the sort of country style cabin type frontage, so it will stand out.
Yeah, also one thing you can do is on the website you can put in your zip code of wherever you are, your hotel, your villa, and you can actually see the average wait time for a table at the restaurant you want to go to, which is good because it gives you a steer of how busy it's going to be. You can join the wait list, but you need a US number, and often they'll text you when it's ready, so it really needs to be a mobile. But we've been fine just checking in when we get there.
Yeah. So they do breakfast, which is something that we've never done, but we've had amazing reviews from friends and family who have done breakfast there. But we specifically like going for lunch and dinner.
Yeah, you can view the full menu online, and we always like seeing the menu before we go anywhere. You can get the prices up if you go order online, and it also gives you a PDF version as well. But you can also do to-go, Cracker Barrel to-go.
Yeah.
So you can order online, drive up to these specific parking bays and take your order home. So certainly if you're staying in a villa and there's quite a few of you, if one person just wants to pop out and collect it all and then come back, you can.
And talking about the food itself, like we say, lunch and dinner is our preference. It's always a nice break from maybe the traditional fries and burgers that you get around the restaurant. So we normally go for some veggies, some mashed potatoes. I know that's kind of on the same side as fries, but and a bit of fish.
Yeah, and they do cornbread and biscuits that are just amazing.
Yeah.
So often they'll ask you with your meal if you want cornbread or biscuits, just ask for a bit of both. You can have a taster.
Yep.
And they do loads of side dishes, like it's normally 3 sides with a meal, isn't it?
Normally 3 sides with a meal, and with your side salad, you like crunching up your crackers and sprinkling it over your side salad. Yeah, it's
Lovely.
something you like to do.
And also, on the table, there's a peg game, which is so much fun. You only get 1 per table, so you need to manage that with taking it in turns. But you can also buy that peg game under the till when you pay at the end. So yeah, at Cracker Barrel, you get your check, or bill as we call it in the UK, and get your check, and then you go and pay in the shop on the way out. So you don't pay your server.
Yeah, and you can add your tip on when you pay on the way out, can't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's Cracker Barrel. Highly recommend a visit. Next up, one of our favourites, it's a Miller's Ale House.
Oh yes.
A few of these dotted around now, and more of them opening up, but there's one on the 192. We personally prefer the one at Champions Gate, and we'll actually probably drive to go to that one if we can.
Yeah.
It's very, very popular, and they've got so many like draft beers and stuff. Literally, remember, about 50.
The bar's pretty impressive, yeah.
But they have all the draft beers up on the wall. There's like a sign when you're sitting there. So we do recommend trying to avoid peak times on this one. There's been times we've gone a few times and had to opt for something else because the wait time was like 45 minutes to an hour. So we normally go for an 11 o'clock lunch, don't we?
Yeah, that's kind of like our staple time for lunch when we go away.
It's normally empty, but by the time we're leaving it's full. But in the evenings it's super popular. And they have like a queue system, so you put your name down and then you wait outside, and it's got like a number, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can kind of see how far you are in the queue. In terms of the food, they do some great special offers. So when we were over there last time, I would say it's subject to change, but when we were there last time, they were doing Monday's full rack of ribs for $12.99, which is pretty impressive.
Yeah, for you, love that.
For me, I'm absolutely a huge fan of ribs. So Mondays, as far as we're aware, is $12.99 for ribs. You can view the menu online. So if you wanted to have a peek at what's available at Miller's, then you can have a look.
Yeah, the menu online also shows you the special days as well. So I think it's like Shrimp Friday. But yeah, you can just browse the different days on there.
And they've got some lunch specials as well, which is really great.
Yeah, but we've got to talk about the spinach dip. It's an appetizer or a starter, and it's literally just the nicest. It's like nacho tortilla chips with like a spinach cheese dip. It's so good. It's making my mouth water right now thinking about it.
And then seating wise, especially the one at Champions Gate, there's a lovely like outside seating with an overcover to it. So if you did want to sit outside, maybe in the cooler months, that is an option as well. Yeah,
we just think it's such good value for money, Miller's, and we've always had a good. I always like having the burger. You tend to have the ribs.
The ribs, yeah.
But the service has always been really good, and it's really cheap.
The barbecue sauce is amazing.
Yeah, so highly recommend a trip over to Miller's.
We're at number 3, so we're like coming up to halfway now, and we're going to kick it off with something a bit more veggie, and this is sweet tomatoes.
We love sweet tomatoes.
Absolutely, yeah.
Completely different. And the reason we put it in the middle of our countdown is we often put it in the middle of our holiday, and when you want to just have a little bit of a break from the fried food and want some veggie.
Yeah.
But the first thing you do when you get in there is there's a 50-foot salad bar. So
you're not stuck. You know, the choice is amazing.
Yeah, I mean the locations. There's one on the 192 that we often go to near Target, but there's also one near Disney that we went to because remember all the cast members in there.
There were loads of cast members in there, so that seems to be the place to go for cast members.
Yeah, and before you go here, you need to sign up for coupons, and they often do a lunch deal, and it's either $8.99 or $9.99, something like that, and you get a drink, a soft drink, and all you can eat food. But yeah, this restaurant is all you can eat.
Yeah, it is amazing. So there's things like salad, soup, breads. There's even jacket potatoes. You can build your own jacket potatoes with like cheese and other bits and pieces as well. And also the strawberry lemonade is amazing.
Yeah, it's really good. And it also includes dessert as well. They have like the ice cream machines.
Yeah.
Really nice soft ice cream. Like my granddad really liked it when we went.
Yeah.
Because he's a big ice cream fan.
And it's also super fun for kids, so the kids are able to pour their own ice cream and do their own sauce and toppings, so it can be quite interactive as well.
Yeah, but the main thing is when you walk in, you're met with a stack of trays. So the first thing you do is actually grab your tray and a plate and head down the salad bar, and that's kind of the first bit. And then you'll pay at the end of that, and then you go on, and then you can then find a table, and then you can add things like the hot stuff.
Yep.
So it's quite a process, but it's really well managed.
Really well managed. We've never had any problems eating at Sweet Tomatoes, and we've always left wanting to go back, which
Yeah,
is the main thing.
And the garlic bread is just so good.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is sweet tomatoes. Number 4, and we're back on some good American food, and it's Chili's. We love Chili's.
Absolutely, yeah. But Chili's have been a firm favourite for many years.
Yeah, I think it was actually the first meal we had, because when we first got there, we used to stay at Champions Gate, and there used to just be a Chili's there before Miller's came and Panera came, things like that. So Chili's was like the go-to place.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
there's quite a few. There's on iDrive, there's 192. We preferred Champions Gate, and we've always had a good experience in there.
Yes.
Really good. You can sign up to their rewards program, and it used to be brilliant that you could just sign up and collect points, and then you could redeem them for like free sides or free appetizers. But they've had a rule now that you have to visit once every 60 days. So it doesn't really apply for us UK visitors.
Not if you're lucky enough to go.
Unless you go really often.
Yeah. Another benefit is Chili's to go ordering system, and I know we've both used the Chili's to go. We've used it a couple of times when we've first arrived, when we just want something warm to eat, and we've just arrived and we want something quick and simple. So Chili's to go, you can order online on the website, and you would park up at a designated Chili's to go parking space, which are very clearly signed, and if they're not busy, they may spot you in the parking lot and recognise your number plate and bring your food to you. But often when we go, they are quite busy, so we just nip in to a separate entrance to Chili's and collect the food.
Yeah, you put in like what type of car you've got,
Yeah.
don't you? And then they can recognise you.
Yeah,
Only if you've prepaid though.
Yeah.
Because if you have to pay, you have to go in and do that. But we normally just pay there, don't we? Normally.
Yes, yeah.
But food-wise, you can view the full menu online again and see the pricing. We always love the chips and salsa,
Chips and salsa, yeah.
and it's bottomless, so they just keep filling it up if you're waiting. I mean, it's huge. A table of 4, you could easily share it.
Yeah, easily. Yeah.
They do some lovely skillet starters, like the Texas cheese fries. We love those, and the fajitas are really good. The honey chipotle chicken crispers are amazing. It's a little bit spicy. What do you have?
Ribs.
Ribs.
Pretty much, like Miller's and Chili's ribs. In terms of comparing Miller's and Chili's, they're very unique in their own right. I feel like Miller's and Chili's offer great ribs, but just different styles, but very good.
Yeah, Chili's were always known for their baby back ribs, and they have got a little song about the baby back ribs that you can look up online.
Yeah.
And
YouTube.
Rich sings it sometimes when we're going for our Chili's baby back ribs. So yeah, our American viewers probably know that very well, but if you don't, it's quite funny and you can look it up.
Yeah.
The other thing that's really cool is desserts.
Yes.
They do this molten chocolate cake, and we often have to get it to go because we're so
so full.
yeah. But one of the best things about America is the restaurants, if you don't finish your meal, just ask for it in a to-go bag and they'll put it in there for you. But the molten cake is like chocolate ice cream and then like sauce dripped on top.
Yes.
And they also do a cookie skillet, so like a cookie cooked in a skillet, and that is so good.
Yeah. Just an extra tip, I know we've mentioned this on previous vlogs, but you were saying about taking away food that you don't eat. What we tend to do is get a drink to go, because it is super hot outside and the servers, they really don't mind doing it, and we usually get a Diet Coke to be taken with us.
Yeah.
Fountain drink, yeah.
And the good thing with Chili's is they all get a screen on your table, and you can pay on there and order additional stuff on there, which is really good.
Really good.
So if you're ready to go, or you want to split your bill, you can do it all on this little iPad thing, and you can actually swipe your credit card and get a receipt and everything.
That was super cool.
All done.
I thought that was amazing. Like, we should have more of that in the UK.
It does have games built in, but they're not free. So
No.
they go on your bill. So if you've got kids who are on there and they're pressing lots of buttons, just
Be careful.
be careful, because it's quite easy to add, like, they're only $1, but it's quite easy to add games to your bill.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, Chili's definitely recommend.
We've saved the best till last. Number 5, the Cheesecake Factory.
Cheesecake Factory.
Yes. There's just 2 locations in the Orlando area. So Mall at Millennia, which is just by Universal, is the one that we always go to. But there is also one at Winter Park as well.
Yeah. Mall at Millennia is so easy. If you're it's like 10-minute drive from
Universal. Yeah.
And there's a Bath and Body Works there, and there's a load of shops there, so you can get.
We normally tie in Bath and Body Works, Hollister, and Cheesecake Factory all in that one trip. It's kind of convenient.
But what can we say about Cheesecake Factory?
The menu is huge.
The menu is huge. We've been to Cheesecake Factory a lot of times, and actually in Boston, if you watched our Boston trip from, I think it was Christmas 2017,
I think it was
New Year's,
yeah.
we went to Cheesecake Factory like 3 times on one trip because it was freezing. But yeah, we've tried quite a lot of the menu and a lot of the cheesecakes.
Yeah,
and it's really good value.
yeah, but it's just not just cheesecake. So cheesecake obviously forms a major part of the restaurant, but the food itself are, you know, it's amazing.
Yeah, just to pick up some food highlights, the menu is massive, as you said, really, and the portions are huge. Like, it's really hard to explain, but the first time we went to Cheesecake Factory in 2010, we thought, oh, we're going to have a starter, an appetizer. So we had an appetizer, and I think you had corn dogs for
Corn
the
dogs
first time.
for the first time.
Because it was Rich's first time in America. We had an appetizer, then we had a main, like an entree, and yeah, half of it we couldn't finish, and then we ended up having to get our cheesecake to go.
We learnt our lesson the hard way.
Yeah. You get complimentary bread,
which is amazing. So the darker of the breads, I can never remember. We always ask the server whenever we go, but I can't remember the name of it.
it's like a sweet bread.
It's very sweet. It's the dark brown. So you've got the normal white bread and the dark brown bread.
The white bread's like more of a ciabatta.
Ciabatta, yeah.
I like that one more. But yeah, they give you bread, and if you want to have more, you can always ask for it if you love the bread like we do.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, menu things.
I normally have the shrimp platter, and it is a platter. It lives up to its name. It's massive. And Luke, I think you normally go for the turkey club sandwich.
Yeah, I've had a few different things over the years. Like the orange chicken is really good. If you're feeling like a little bit of a different food, you've got some rice and some orange chicken, which is delicious. I also had this salad a few times, which was absolutely amazing.
They have like tortilla chips. in
Yeah,
it,
it's like a tortilla and bean salad. That's amazing.
but very, very big.
Yeah, and the chicken sandwich I love. It's like a toasted chicken sandwich, and it has like sliced almonds in it, and it's just delicious. Like the sauce that it's in inside the sandwich.
Yeah, apologies in advance if you're watching this and your cravings are going through the roof right now.
Yeah, we are.
But
And
there's
then-
so much choice, isn't there? I mean, there's traditional meals. I think there's things like lasagnas and cottage pies, those sorts of things. So it's just, don't be afraid to ask a server if you just need a little bit more time.
Yeah, and then finally the dessert, which is cheesecake. They're all displayed out by the front, so you can get a real good look before you even decide.
Yeah.
And I mean, extreme red velvet, amazing. Oh no, sorry, it's the ultimate red velvet.
Ultimate, and it's the Oreo Dream Extreme.
Oreo Dream Extreme.
That's the other one we get.
Peppermint bark, which is seasonal.
Seasonal at Christmas time.
I'm trying to think of the other ones we've tried over the years. We've done a peanut butter one. We have tried to work our way through, but we always default to like the Oreo and the.
Yeah.
My mum and we went with my grandparents. We all got 5 different ones, so we got to try like the lemon, the original. But yeah, the cheesecake is good.
Yeah. And the strawberry lemonade. I always have to mention the drinks because I always forget about the drinks, but strawberry lemonade is a must if that's something that you're into, because Cheesecake Factory do an epic lemonade.
Yeah, also Cheesecake Factory, it's worth signing up to their email club because they sometimes run an offer where you buy like a gift card and you get, say, a $25 gift card and you get a free slice of cheesecake. Well, the slices of cheesecake are around $7.99. So it's quite a good deal, and it's called an e-slice of joy. And we've done
Definitely a
it.
slice of joy.
It's quite date restrictive. They normally bring it out in the run up to Christmas, and then you can use it from like January to March, something like that. So keep an eye out, but if it works for you, it's quite a good saving to actually have. So they're just some of our favourites. There's some other ones we want to mention as well, such as Bahama Breeze.
Manny's, Denny's.
We were trying to think of the other ones we've been to. Logan's.
Yeah.
We did TGI Fridays. We didn't rate TGI Fridays in the States. Bahama Breeze I mentioned. I'm like picturing the 192 now, some of the favourite restaurants.
If you head to the 192, you're bound to find something that you like.
Olive Garden,
Garden.
with their breadstick. I had a really nice pizza at Olive Garden.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's so many options. So please let us know below what your favourite dining options are in the Orlando area. And anything that you really think we need to go to. Oh, we tried Rock and Brews.
Oh, Rock and Brews, yeah, we tried that.
Kobe Steakhouse, which is a bit like Tepanido but slightly cheaper. Loads of options. Yeah, please comment below, let us know your favourites. If there's any of the 5 that we've mentioned that you haven't tried, let us know if you're going to try them. We'd love to hear about what you think.
Yeah, and we're really enjoying this Tips and Chips series. We're having so much great feedback. We love hearing from you when you've found something new, or you've got your own advice that you'd like to offer. It's really amazing. So just want to say thank you so much for your support.
Yeah, there's lots more coming up, so subscribe for more, and we've got loads of videos in this series coming up. See you later.
See you later.